श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की। श्री गुरवे नमः।
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 आचार्य मां विजानीयान् नावमन्ये तकर्हिचित् नमर्त्य बुद्ध्या सूयेत सर्वदेव मयो गुरु। हे परम प्रियतम,
हे परम प्रियतम,
पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम श्री कृष्ण,
पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम श्री कृष्ण,
तुमसे विमुख होने के कारण,
तुमसे विमुख होने के कारण
अनादिकाल से हमने,
अनादिकाल से हमने
अनंतानंत दुख पाए
अनंतानंत दुख पाए
एवं पा रहे हैं।
एवं पा रहे हैं।
पाप करते करते
पाप करते करते
अंतःकरण इतना मलिन हो चुका है
इतना मलिन हो चुका है
कि रसिकों द्वारा यह जानने पर भी कि तुम अपनी भुजाओं को पसारे, अपनी वात्सल्यमयी दृष्टि से हमारी प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हो। तुम्हारी शरण में नहीं आ पाता। हे अशरण शरण, तुम्हारी कृपा के बिना तुम्हें कोई जान भी तो नहीं सकता। ऐसी स्थिति में हे अकारण करुण, पतित पावन श्री कृष्ण, तुम अपनी अहेतुकी कृपा से ही हमको अपना लो। हे करुणा सागर, हम भुक्ति मुक्ति आदि कुछ नहीं मांगते। हमें तो केवल तुम्हारे निष्काम प्रेम की ही एकमात्र चाह है। हे नाथ, अपने विरत की ओर देखकर इस अधम को निराश न करो। हे जीवन धन, अब बहुत हो चुका। अब तो तुम्हारे प्रेम के बिना यह जीवन मृत्यु से भी अधिक भयानक है। अतएव प्रेम भिक्षा देहि,
प्रेम भिक्षा
भिक्षां देहि।
प्रेम भिक्षां देहि।
प्रेम भिक्षां देहि।
प्रेम भिक्षां देहि।
बोले साकेत बिहारी श्री राघवेंद्र सरकार की, वृंदावन बिहारी श्री यादवेंद्र सरकार की, श्रीमद् सतगुरु सरकार की जय। जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Please stand for Guru Aarti and prayers. जयति जगत गुरु गुरुवर की, गाओ मेरे आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मेरे आरती रसिक वर की। गुरु पद नख मणि चंद्रिका प्रकाश, जाके उर बसता के मोहतम नाश। जाके मात नाद तव हाथ करे वास, ताते होए माया मोह सब ही निराश। पावे गति मति रति राधा की, गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। अरे मन मोड़ छाड़ नारी नर हाथ, गुरु बिनु ब्रह्म श्याम हो न देंगे साथ। कोमल कृपाल बड़े कृपा सिंधुनाथ, पाके इन्हें आज तू अनाथ हो सनाथ। इन्हीं के अधीन कृपा गिरिधर की, गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। भक्ति योग रस अवतार अभिराम, करे निगमागम समन्वय ललाम। श्यामा श्याम नाम रूप लीला गुणधाम, बाट रहे प्रेम निष्काम विनुदाम। हो रही सफल काया नारी नर की, गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मिले आरती रसिक वर की। ललीला लीला का सरोना सुविलास, छाया दिव्य दृष्टि बिच प्रेम का प्रकाश। वैसा ही विनोद वही मंजुन दुहास, करे बस बर बस उच्च अटहास। जय हो झूमी चले चाल बही नटवर की, गाओ मेरी आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मेरी आरती रसिक वर की। जयति जगत गुरु गुरुवर की, गाओ मेरे आरती रसिक वर की। गाओ गाओ मेरे आरती
रसिक वर की। मत्प्रयान राधिका प्रेयान मधवो राधिका धव। तस्मादपि गरीयान्यो कृपालुर्मे जगद्गुरु। गुरुं भजति श्रीकृष्णः श्रीकृष्णं भजते गुरु। सिद्धान्ततस्वभेदेऽपि कृपालुर्मे गुरुर्महान्। यस्य साक्षात् भगवती ज्ञानदीपप्रदे गुरौ। मर्त्यासदि श्रुतं तस्य सर्वं कुञ्जरशोचवत्। एष वै भगवान् साक्षात् प्रधान पुरुषेश्वर। योगेश्वरैर्विज्ञानैर्लोकोऽयं मन्यते नरम्। यमुनानिकटतटस्थित वृन्दावन कानने महारम्ये कल्पद्रुमतलभूमौ चरणं चरणो परिस्थाप्य तिष्ठन्तं घननीलं स्वतेजसा भासयन्तमिह विश्वं। पीताम्बरपरिधानं चन्दनकर्पूरलिप्त सर्वाङ्गम्। आकर्णपूर्णनेत्रं कुण्डलयुगमण्डितश्रवणं। मन्दस्मितमुखकमलं सकौस्तुभोदारमणिहारं। वलयाङ्गुलीयकाद्यानुज्ज्वलयन्तं स्वलङ्कारान्। गलविलुलितवनमालं स्वतेजसा पास्तकलिकालं। गुञ्जारवालिकलितं गुञ्जापुञ्जान्विते शिरसि। भुञ्जानं सह गोपैः कुञ्जान्तर्वर्तिनं नमत। मन्दारपुष्पवासित मन्दानिलसेवित परानन्दम्। मन्दाकिनीयुतपदं नमत महानन्ददं महापुरुषं। सुरभिकृतदिग्वलयं सुरभिशतैरावृतः परितः
सुरभितिक्षपणमः सुरभिमं यादवं नमत शरण शरण महाप्रभु तुम स्वामी हम दास की जय कृपा कृपालु दीजय गुरु सहवास तुम दीनन रखवार हम अहंकार अवतार अस करु कृपा कृपालु अब दीन बनु सरकार हो ऐसो हो पतित जो पतित नापुहि मान ऐसे पतित विचित्र को पावन करु तव जान सब भिखारी जगत के जेतिक नाते दार दिल प्रेम आनंद के तुम एक साहूकार धनी गुरुवर धाम निवास सुनो मन पुण्यन पुंज सोहाइए जो बनी दीन प्रपन्न रहो गुरु के नित सेवा सोताहि रिझाइए जो मन ते हरि को गुरु को सुमिरो रसना सो सदा गुण गाए जो क्षण भंगुर जीवन जानी मना क्षण हो जरी व्यर्थ गवाए जो सब धामन वारो वृंदावन है और वृंदावन हूँ गुरु धाम पैवारो जो गुरु के पद प्रीति जुड़ी तो भजो चली आवे गो ब्रह्म विचारो है हरि निर्मल भक्तन को गुरु है अधमो को उदाहरण हारो औरन को गुरु हो या न हो गुरु मेरो कृपालु सुभाग हमारो औरन को गुरु हो या न हो गुरु मेरो कृपालु सुभाग हमारो। लाडली लाल की जय, श्रीमद सतगुरु सरकार की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री भक्ति धाम की जय, श्री गुल कुंज की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Book 2, page 164. Book 2, page 164. रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले, रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले। रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले, रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले। रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले, रसिक रंगीले गुण गर्वीले। छल छबीले श्याम रे, छल छबीले श्याम रे। छल छबीले श्याम रे, छल छबीले श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे। चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले, चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले। चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले, चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले। चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले, चिन्मय नीले तनुपट पीले। तनु पट पीले,
तनु पट पीले,
चिन्मय नीले,
चिन्मय नीले,
चिन्मय नीले, तनु पट पीले,
चिन्मय नीले, तनु पट पीले,
हीले धरि वसु याम रे,
हीरे धरि वसु याम रे,
हीले धरि वसु याम रे,
हीरे धरि वसु याम रे,
सरस रसीले नैन नुकीले,
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 नैन नुकीले,
नैन नुकीले,
सरस रसीले,
सरस रसीले,
सरस रसीले नैन नुकीले,
सरस रसीले नैन नुकीले,
कीले मन ब्रज पाम रे,
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 ओ नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
ओ नति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
ओ मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
ओ मुरली वारे श्याम रे मुरली वारे श्याम रे नैनन तारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे प्राण हमारे प्राण हमारे नैनन तारे नैनन तारे नैनन तारे नैनन तारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे नैनन तारे प्राण हमारे कामरी वारे श्याम रे कामरी वारे श्याम रे कामरी वारे श्याम रे कामरी वारे श्याम रे ओ मुरली वारे श्याम रे मुरली वारे श्याम रे रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे नित नवरंगी गोपन संगी नवरंगी गोपन संगी नित नवरंगी गोपन संगी नित नवरंगी गोपन संगी गोपन संगी गोपन संगी नित नवरंगी नित नवरंगी नित नवरंगी गोपन संगी नवरंगी गोपन संगी ललित त्रिभंगी श्याम रे ललित त्रिभंगी श्याम रे ललित त्रिभंगी श्याम रे ललित त्रिभंगी श्याम रे काम विमोहन निज मन मोहन 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 मो मन भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन भव भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन भव भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन भव भय भंजन
भव भय भंजन
भव भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन
जन मन रंजन
भव भय भंजन
भव भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन भव भय भंजन
जन मन रंजन भव भय भंजन
अरि मद गंजन श्याम रे
हरि मद गंजन श्याम रे
ओ अरि मद गंजन श्याम रे
हरि मद गंजन श्याम रे
नटवर नागर श्याम रे
नटवर नागर श्याम रे
मुरली वारे श्याम रे
मुरली वारे श्याम रे
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर नटवर नागर श्याम रे
यशोमती नंदन कंस निकंदन
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 कंस निकंदन
कंस निकंदन
यशोमती नंदन
यशोमती नंदन
यशोमती नंदन कंस निकंदन
यशोमती नंदन कंस निकंदन
त्रिभुवन वंदन श्याम रे
त्रिभुवन वंदन श्याम रे
त्रिभुवन वंदन श्याम रे
त्रिभुवन वंदन श्याम रे
सुघर सलोना सुघर सलोना नंद टुठौना
सुघर सलोना नंद डुठोना
सुघर सलोना नंद टुठौना
सुघर सलोना नंद डुठोना
सुघर सलोना नंद टुठौना
सुघर सलोना नंद डुठोना
को नाचह ब्रज पामरे,
को नाचह ब्रज पामरे,
को नाचह ब्रज बामरे,
को नाचह ब्रज बामरे,
दधि घट फोरे उरलर तोरे,
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 उरलर तोरे,
उरलर तोरे,
दधि घट फोरे,
दधि घट फोरे,
दधि घट फोरे,
दधि घट फोरे,
उरलर तोरे,
उरलर तोरे,
दधि घट फोरे उरलर तोरे,
दधि घट फोरे उरलर तोरे,
कह कृपालु अस श्याम रे,
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 मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
कामरी वारे श्याम रे,
कामरी वारे श्याम रे,
छल छबीले श्याम रे,
छबीले श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
नंद दुलारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
गोपिन प्यारे,
कुंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
नंद दुलारे गोपिन प्यारे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
मुरली वारे श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रति रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे,
रस सागर सब गुण आगर, नटवर नागर श्याम रे।
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय।
प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं पापात्मनां त्राताम् श्रीकृष्णस्त्वमलात्मनाम् कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभं नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणु करे कंकणं सर्वांगे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितां गोपालाङ्गणकर्दमे विहरसे श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् अहोवकीयं स्तनकालकूटम् अहोवकीयं स्तनकालकूटम् जिघांसयापा ययदप्यसाध्वी अहो चित्रमहो चित्रम् वन्दे तत्प्रेमबन्धनं यद्बद्धं मुक्तिदं मुक्तं ब्रह्मक्रीडाभृगीकृतम् यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. Dear devotees, we'll have a couple minutes of Naam sankeertan, and after that we'll conclude this series on the 10 characteristics of Raganuga Bhakti. Bhajo giridhar govind gopala,
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 Bhajo murali manohar nand lala,
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 Bhajo giridhar govind gopala,
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 Bhajo murali manohar nand lala,
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 Bhajo gopala,
Bhajo gopala,
भजो नंद लाला
भजो नंद लाला
भजो मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
भजो मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला
भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला
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 भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला।
बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की
जय।
This week I've been explaining to you the 10 qualities excuse me, of true devotion. The devotion that is taught here by Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj is called Raganuga Bhakti. In Raganuga Bhakti, we have almost total freedom to love Shri Krishna any way we want. There are no rules and regulations that take precedence over our love for Shri Krishna. This distinguishes it from Vaidhi Bhakti, where the rules come first. We must obey the Vidhi Nishedh of Vedas. But in Raganuga Bhakti, the primary thing is developing love in our heart for Radha Krishna. In order to do this, however, we do need to keep some things in mind. So according to the teachings of the scriptures, Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has given us the simple essence of what we need to keep in mind on the path of Raganuga Bhakti. He's done that in his lectures, and he's done that in his book Prem Ras Siddhant. This covers this is the original Hindi, this is our English translation. He covers all the main topics to help you understand why you need to attain God in this life. Even if you're living a family life, you still have this singular goal of attaining God, and then how to do it. He explains it all in here. And the last couple of chapters, like Bhakti Yog chapter, Sadhana Ka Kriyatmak Swarup chapter, Karma Yog chapter, he explains the practical aspects of devotion. So in there you'll find all these 10 topics that we've discussed this week. There's one whole chapter just on Mahapurush, on Guru. Then there's a whole section on Roop Dhyan. There's a whole section on why we need to be nishkam, why we should not ask Radha Krishna for anything when we're doing devotion. Our goal is to get the chance to do their seva, to serve them for their happiness. When we make that our goal, only then we attain the topmost bliss of the divine world. He explains what is ahaituki prem, unconditional love for God and Guru. He explains how bhakti is supreme and independent from all other paths. He explains how we should not worship God as the Almighty Lord, but instead love Him with one of the 4 bhav that was explained to you this week. He explains the importance of daily practice and how to sit and meditate on Shri Krishna by doing Roop Dhyan, but also how we can incorporate remembering God and Guru into the rest of the day, which we call the practice of Karma Yoga. He explains why Ananyata is of utmost importance, as you heard yesterday. All of this is explained in much more detail and much more clearly and heart-touchingly in this book than you've heard this week. Shri Maharaji's writing has a very deep power. So if you want to understand this philosophy and be able to practice it, then you must take this Prem Ras Siddhant book. This is required reading for the path of bhakti. This is like when you're trying to get a degree in something, then you have to take the class entitled 101, right? English 101, Bio 101, whatever it is. This is Bhakti 101. You have to read and understand Prem Ras Siddhant. So that's my pitch to you. It's available in the lobby, in the gift shop area. So you should definitely, if you have it sitting at home on a shelf, read it. If you've already read it, reread it. And if you don't have it, it's available here in the gift shop. If you do read Hindi, I highly recommend reading the Hindi version. And if you need the English translation is excellent. Now, we have one topic remaining, which is actually the final chapter of this Prem Ras Siddhant. It is how to avoid kusang. We want to do satsang, right? We heard from Veda Vyasji the effect of satsang. Sat, he calls the saint. Although keeping the mind attached to any of these things, Krishna's names, his forms, his leelas, his virtues, his abodes, and his divine associates, the saints. Any of that is considered satsang because all of those are sat, and if our mind is joined with them, we're doing sang. So that is satsang, and that purifies the mind. However, you could just say, if you want to simplify it, God and Guru. Keeping the mind favorably attached to God and Guru is satsang, and anything that disturbs that positive flow of our thoughts towards God and Guru, and thus the flow of grace, that is called kusang. Anything that disrupts that flow. It's a devotional circuit. In our mind, Mano gatira vicchinna yatha gangam bhasom budhau. Bhagavatam. Bhakti is the uninterrupted flow of loving thoughts from your mind to God and Guru. Just like Ganga Ji has a continuous flow from the mountains to the ocean. That is the devotional circuit. When we have positive thoughts towards God and Guru, that establishes the connection, and then through that connection, we automatically receive their grace. Just like in terms of receiving the electricity that the powerhouse is giving, from the powerhouse's side, the voltage is already there, right? The voltage is like a force that wants to push that electricity down the wire. But if you don't complete the circuit, no electricity is going to flow. Similarly, God and Guru have the will to grace us. That's the voltage. The voltage is there. That force is there. But if we don't make the connection, no grace flows. We receive the general grace, certainly. The general grace is Shri Krishna has created this universe for us, given us a human birth so that we can learn about him, produce the scriptures, sent saints in this world to guide us, keeps track of all of our karma, gives us the results of our karma. All this general grace is upon every soul. But the special grace that's received in the heart that purifies our heart and develops the bhav, that is only received when we make the connection. That connection is 100% dependent upon us. God and Guru have already accepted us. God and Guru already have the will to grace us, so that grace is ready to flow. Now, how much of a connection do we make? That is our sharanagati. According to the percentage of our surrender, that much grace we receive. Not because they're business-minded. Okay, you surrendered 10%, have 10% grace, like some kind of payment, like our surrender is payment for their grace. No, they're giving their grace in full. We're only able to receive a certain percentage because we've only connected our mind a certain percentage to them. The more we practice sadhana and seva, Shushrusho Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punyatirtha Nishevanat. Sutji Maharaj says in the Bhagavatam that doing the sang of a guru and moreover doing seva to that guru purifies the heart, because that causes you to become humble and attach your mind to that true guru. Then what happens with the guru's grace? Even though it may not have been strong before, now you start to feel a desire to understand, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship to God? What is the goal of my life? Shushrusho. You have a desire to start hearing this philosophy. Before you thought, oh, why are people going and listening to lectures? But somehow you got the chance to do a little bit of seva to a true saint, and without your even knowing it, the saint is gracing you in your heart, and now you have a desire to hear this. Then, shraddadhanasya, your desire to meet God grows. Your faith in Radha Krishna's existence and your desire to meet them face to face, that starts growing. And Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, now you feel a desire to hear then what happened? Krishna did what? What leela is that? You have a thirst for Krishna's leelas. That ruchi is born now in the heart. It's you understand now what is the sweetness of Krishna's leelas, his personality, and you want to hear more and more and more. This all happens due to the grace you receive from the saint when you serve that saint. And serving the saint is done with tan, man, dhan. Yes, we want to serve God, but we get the chance to serve Radha Krishna face to face after God realization. Until then, Guru is their form in this world, so we serve him. Man ki seva is most important because that is that continuous flow of loving thoughts. That is man ki seva. That's primary. So as long as our mind is attached to Guru favorably, we're receiving the grace and we're progressing. We do tan ki seva, physical seva, because that improves our mental attachment. No one can sit and do sadhana all day. No one can sit and do rup dhyan and kirtan all day. So you do it for some time, but on a Sunday, then what will you do with the rest of your day? Go do kusang somewhere? No, I have to keep my mind engaged in devotion. But I don't want to sit and do sadhana anymore. Then what to do? Do tan ki seva. By doing some physical service to Guru, or Guru's mission, or in Guru's ashram, then you're engaging your mind in a devotional activity without having to sit and meditate. We're also improving our humbleness by doing this tan ki seva. So through tan ki seva, our mental attachment improves. Through dhan ki seva, our mental attachment improves because we're attached to our money. And instead of using it for some worldly activity that's only going to multiply our worldly attachments, we offer that humbly to Guru, knowing that he doesn't need our impure material things. But he accepts it because he knows, if I don't accept this, what is this person going to do with it? He's going to spoil himself in the world, spending his money. More money, more problems. So however much we need just to meet our basic needs, the rest should be given in charity. This is Vedavyasji's saying. Yavad bhriyet jatharam tavat swatvam hi dehinam adhikam yobhimanyet sasteno dandamarhati. Bhagavatam. He says, whatever you need, पेट चलाने के लिए पैसे रखो, उससे अधिक अगर रखोगे तो दंड मिलेगा. He says, we have the right to keep as much as we need to satisfy our basic needs. After that, the rest belongs to the world. The rest, you took it from God's green earth. All this stuff around here, it all belongs to God, and using that, we earn some money. No, that's God's money. Keep as much as you need to keep this body healthy, and the rest, give it back. Use it for charity. So although Guru doesn't need our charity, but it's the best charity because when you give something, your mental attachment goes with it. So you want to improve your mental attachment, do dhan ki seva to Guru. So in this way, by doing dhan ki seva, tan ki seva, we improve our man ki seva, and that's the main thing. And the more our mind is attached to God and Guru, the more progress we make. All of this is satsang. You can say satsang has these two parts. Sadhana, which you've been learning about all week, but also seva. The more we do this, the more we gain, the more we progress. However, all of us do kusang as well. Sang means association. Ku means negative or bad. So instead of doing satsang, or along with doing satsang, we're also doing kusang. When we do kusang, that disrupts our devotional connection to God and Guru. And it may even cause us to lose some of what we've gained previously. Therefore, we have to understand kusang ka swarup. We have to understand what is the form of kusang in order to avoid it and to be aware when we're doing it. Now, kusang is very simple to define. Whatever takes your mind away from satsang is kusang. If the mind is in God, God's names, forms, leelas, virtues, abodes, and saints, then we're doing satsang. And anything that takes our mind out of that is kusang. Because if our mind is not in God and Guru, then our mind is in the world, getting attached to the world. The mind can only go one of two directions. So whatever takes our mind away from God and Guru is called kusang. That's a general definition. However, there are some specifics we need to understand. So first of all, let us understand one very serious form of kusang, which is when we actually have negative thoughts about God and Guru. What could be worse kusang than that? The positive thoughts we were having created a connection. Along that connection, now we have this devotional circuit, our positive thoughts and grace coming back. Now, not only, some forms of kusang are more, you could say, casual, like, oh, I watched my favorite TV show and during that time I forgot God and Guru. Okay, but you weren't having negative thoughts about God and Guru, right? So there's different classifications of kusang. If someone is actually having negative thoughts about God, oh, why did Ram send Sita back to the forest? That's the most serious form of kusang, because now not only we're actually cutting our connection with God and Guru, because now we're doubting them. Is Ram really gracious? Why did he do that? Such thoughts have to be reined in. We have to realize, hey, why are you questioning in God's actions? When I get to his level with his grace, when I have his buddhi, then I can understand his actions. Until then, why am I straining my limited material intellect, trying to understand all-knowing God's actions? Those actions are not for analysis. We are not qualified to analyze them. Those actions are for devotional remembrance, for our Roop Dhyan. Very simple. That's why Ram and Krishna do Leelas, so we have something to meditate on. Not so we have something to analyze and try to judge their character by. Same goes for Guru. Guru and God are on the same level. Now, with God's grace, Guru can understand God. And Guru's actions are also on the same level as God. Both do actions through Yogamaya Shakti. They have the power to do any kind of action, but their mind is always in their divine state. That's how a saint could behave in an angry way. God could even behave in an angry way. But is there anger in their heart? No. Only one thing, divine bliss, divine love. And yet they can behave in any way. How? They have that power of Yogamaya. We have no such power. Even if we start pretending to be angry at someone because they need to be put in their place. I don't feel angry, but I need to show anger here. If we act angry for more than about 10 seconds, we'll start feeling angry. The saint never has anything like that happen. The saint can behave, act in any way. And there's only kindness, grace, bliss. That's it. We can never understand that until we get to that level. The saint may behave in a greedy way. How would we understand? Like, okay, Dhruv and Prahlad ruled their kingdoms for millions of years. After God realization, unka pet bhara nahi sansar se. After God realization, what desire would they have to rule a kingdom? And yet they're ruling for millions of years, fighting wars, conquering other kingdoms, doing all this. And yet they don't have a desire in the whole world. Their mind is in God. And we'll analyze that and think, how is that possible? Is this person really a saint? Naam, we call this Naam aparad. It's a spiritual transgression. So we should never allow our mind to analyze the actions of God and Guru, and we should never have negative thoughts. We have to catch ourselves. Hey mind, who do you think you are? This divine personality has come here on this earth and is suffering our abuses, is living in this imperfect world, having left the divine world and taking their mind out of their natural blissful state in order to talk to us, in order to write books, in order to reveal kirtans, in order to answer our questions, in order to just be with us so that we can have their association. They're leaving, they're enduring so much hardship, and on top of that, we sit in front of them and doubt them and think negatively about them. And guess what? They know, because they have the power to know anybody's thoughts, as God does. And yet they don't kick us out. They say, oh, this person is still, their mind is very polluted with Mayic thoughts. Let them keep coming. Let them keep doing sadhana and seva. They'll improve. They'll get better. So the saint keeps forgiving. Vishnu sthane kritam papam guru sthane pramuchyate. Gurusthane kritam papam vajralepo bhavishyati. So, if we do any namaparad against God, it is the worst sin imaginable because we've thought a bad thought about God Himself. What could be worse to pollute our heart? We cut that connection. But Guru has the power to forgive and undo the damage. But if we have such thoughts against Guru, God will not intervene. See, if we have such thoughts about God, then God says, go to Guru. Guru will help you. If we have such thoughts about Guru, God cannot help us. Only the Guru again can forgive that namaparad. So don't worry, Guru doesn't hold a grudge. But what I'm saying is, this type of thinking against divine personalities is the most damaging form of kusang. So we have to avoid at all costs. If somebody is, sometimes we casually are sitting with someone and they start, for whatever reason, they start saying something negative about a certain form of God. They may start talking about this form of God, that form of God, this Leela, or about any saint. So don't take that as casual. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to be impolite, so I'm just sitting and listening. You're even nodding your head because that's what we do, right? We just politely, even if we don't agree. No, in this case, this is very damaging. That's a dangerous situation. It's like someone is giving you poison to drink and you're just politely saying, oh, I don't want to make a scene, so let me just drink it. So in such a case, you make an excuse and you leave. If the person is younger than you, then you can gently, kindly scold them and make them understand. If the person is older to you, then you just make an excuse and you leave. But don't drink that poison. That's the worst. People will, they feel good having such talks. The more impure a person's heart is, the more they like doing namaparad. And they want to pull you in with them. So at all costs, avoid any kind of negative talks or negative reading online. You can find all kinds of forums online where people are discussing devotional subjects and saying all kinds of things about God. Avoid that like poison. They'll talk about saints as well. So those things you have to be very aware. Just hat jao immediately. So in this way, we can avoid the most serious form of kusang, which is namaparad. Any kind of reading, listening, talking, or really foremost is thinking. Anything negative about God and Guru. Now, there are a couple other that are not in the category of namaparad, but they're still worthy of understanding. One is paradosh darshan of other people. So we were just talking about paradosh darshan of God and Guru. Obviously, if we're fault-finding in God and Guru, that's the worst. But even fault-finding in other people is damaging to our devotion. You may say, why? This person is bad. They do have that fault. I'm not thinking anything incorrect. It's correct. This person is like this. This person is like that. Okay, but now where's your mind? Your mind was doing chintan of Hari Guru. Now is it? No, you're doing chintan of that person's faults. There's one more nature of the mind that you have to be aware of. Whatever we emotionally dwell upon, that thing enters into our mind. वो मन में समा जाता है. So guess what? The very thing you despise about that person, you're meditating on that. And that very quality is entering your mind and becoming a part of your personality. So the very thing you dislike, you're taking that into yourself and you're becoming like that. This is one of the damaging things about doing pardosh darshan. This fault finding humko dhokha deta hai. We think we're keeping that thing away by thinking about it, but we're actually calling it into ourselves. Second thing is, are you going to change that person by doing chintan of their faults? No, they can't hear your thinking. And even if you were to tell them verbally, chances are they won't change, right? Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says, Sara sansar kharab hai, tumse kya matlab? Are you going to change the whole world? The whole world is full of faults. Every person you meet is full of faults. Are you going to change everybody? And guess what? You're full of faults too. Don't leave yourself out. So when we ourselves have so many faults, how do we find the time to perceive faults in others? If we're so fond of fault finding, then find the faults in ourselves. At least then we would become aware of them. Oh yeah, I have this fault. I need to work on that. I need to reduce this. At least then we would improve our humbleness and we would improve our personality. Instead, we're dwelling on others' faults, which actually subtly tells our mind, I don't have that fault. When the fact is, until God realization, we're under Maya, and as long as we're under Maya, we have all the faults. So when we have all the faults, then why do we have pride? Feeling that, oh, this person has this person is a very jealous person. So we're meditating on their faults and subtly we're developing our own pride. I don't have this fault. I'm better. What we're saying is, I'm better than this person. What is our real status? In infinite lifetimes till now, we've wasted every human birth we've ever been given. We've never used it for God realization. We've done almost nothing but pop. Our stock of past sins is unlimited. We have all the Mayic faults in our mind, and yet we're looking at this person and thinking, I'm better than them. They have this fault. We're nitpicking some little fault that they have. What a waste of our human body. We only have a limited time left in this human body. We don't know how long our life is. And we're meant to be using it to do chintan of God and Guru. But when we're doing fault finding of others, we're taking our mind out of God and Guru, we're putting it in that other person's fault, and we're increasing our own pride, giving ourselves that superiority complex, like I'm better than others. We also don't want an inferiority complex, right? Although, yeah, we should admit that I'm the most fallen. Nobody is more sinful than me. But we know that actually we're all equal. We're all in the same boat. We all have unlimited past sins. We're all fallen souls. And most importantly, Shri Krishna lives within us. And he is Patit Pavan. So accept that we are fallen, sinful souls without feeling depressed. Oh, I'm fallen and sinful, but all Krishna asks from me is to accept my fallen state and he'll purify me. And also know that each and every person has Radha Krishna living in their heart. And if the right sanskar comes along, even the worst person in this world could pass us in devotion tomorrow. Look at Valmiki. Tulsidas ji, Surdas ji, they had such worldly attachments, and when the right sanskar came, and with the grace of a true guru, they became God realized in that very life. So we shouldn't make any decisions about anybody. Sure, if someone is doing kusang, we want to avoid being around them, but we shouldn't make any judgments like, oh, this person is bad. This person will never find God. No, this person could pass us on the devotional path tomorrow. So we avoid negative thinking about God and Guru, and we avoid negative thinking about others. This in itself is a whole sadhana, actually, because our mind is so habituated to this kind of negative thinking. It's something we've allowed our mind to do, and it finds some pleasure in doing it, and it's habit. So we have to work to break the habit. It is possible. We can train the mind. With Guru's grace, mind is trainable. So we can train our mind as long as we keep evaluating. How much fault finding did I do today? Oh yeah. And in the moment, catch yourself. I was fault finding. What am I doing? When I'm fault finding, I'm forgetting Hari Guru. Let me keep my mind in Hari Guru. Just replace the negative thoughts with good devotional thoughts. Along these same lines, we can just briefly understand a couple of other aspects of kusang that you might not think is kusang. Let's say there's somebody you think, this person needs to understand about God and Guru. So you sit them down and you start lecturing them. And they start arguing with you, or they're not ready to accept what you're telling them. This also becomes kusang, because now this person will challenge your faith. They will challenge your views. Now this may be good in certain material situations, right? You want somebody to challenge you, so you rethink and make sure, oh yeah, did I miss something? Did I forget something? Scientists are meant to do this to each other. But in terms of faith in God and Guru, this is not helpful at all, because they're planting seeds of doubt in your mind. You have your own experience of bhav. You have your own experience of grace of God and Guru. Focus on that. The intellectual questioning has to stop. Then we progress. We have to practice sadhana, then we get the experiences. That gives us stronger faith in the divinity of Guru and the astitva of Bhagwan. So when we engage in these intellectual discussions, it's actually very damaging to our devotion. So if somebody is sincerely looking, they want to know something, you can gauge it, give them a little bit, and if they take it well, then give them a little bit more. But don't unnecessarily enter into discussions with people who are not open to this philosophy, or even other people who are following the path of bhakti, but maybe they have another guru and they're following a slightly different path, and then again, let's discuss and compare. Why? It's a waste of time. Let them follow their path. You follow your path. We don't want to have durbhavana for anyone. We respect their path. But we don't need to analyze what they're doing or have them analyze what we're doing. It's a waste of time and can be damaging. Similarly, even with each other on the same path, we don't want to overshare, right? Someone's level of experience may be far beyond another person's on this path, and then that experienced person starts revealing all kinds of things that are not helpful to this newcomer. Or even we reveal things and then we feel that, oh, this person didn't appreciate that experience that I had, and now I feel somehow I've cheapened it by sharing it. So our devotional experiences are not like a birthday cake to be shared around. Those devotional experiences are to be kept in the heart. Gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam prayatnataha. Saints say that you have to hide your love for God and Guru. The more you keep it inside, the faster it grows. So if someone has some kind of a question and we can help them understand something to progress on their path, fine. But just like sitting around few satsangis and casually sharing experiences, this is not part of the path. This has never been recommended by Shri Maharajji. And even when it comes to Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, our beloved Didis, the divine daughters of Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, who are now taking his mission forward and shepherding all the devotees, they also tell us that, be careful about how much you're telling others, I had this experience with Maharaji, or this Maharaji did this, Maharaji did that. Didi said, how much sadhana have you done? That's the only thing that matters. Some newcomer may be more dedicated to Maharaji than you are, even though they never got the chance to physically meet him when he was visible here on this earth, although he's still here gracing us all. But in that time when we could have his physical association, sure, some people had his association in those days, others didn't get that chance, according to how Shri Krishna understood what is the best thing for this satsangi, at what time should they get connected with this Mahapurush. All of that Shri Krishna works out. But what I'm saying is that sometimes we think, oh, I'm discussing devotional things, how could it be kusang? No, it becomes kusang when we're unnecessarily sharing devotional experiences that are meant to be valued as precious treasures, not casually talked about. And then why are we talking about it? Are we trying to show? Are we doing Lokaranjan? We're trying to show I had some great times with Maharaji, I've had this devotional experience. That kind of being a show-off actually just dissipates that devotional quality within us, and it also becomes kusang. So we have to be very guarded, actually, in discussing devotional things. Be kind and helpful to others, but only discuss what is going to help them. Don't unnecessarily reveal experiences and these types of things. So if we keep these things in mind, that whatever takes our mind away from God and Guru is kusang, and the specific about namaparad and fault finding in others, if we keep these things in mind, we can avoid damaging our devotional connection with God and Guru, and we can make swift progress, keeping in mind all the principles of Raganuga Bhakti and practicing sadhana every day, doing seva whenever we get the chance. We'll make swift progress and we'll realize the Guru's grace more and more. And one day we will reach our ultimate goal of getting the divine vision of Radha Krishna, getting to serve them directly for their happiness, and getting to experience their divine love. So with these words, I'll conclude this week-long series of lectures. Now we're going to sing one kirtan that reviews a lot of this philosophy that we've been discussing this week. So we'll be chanting in Book 2 on page 114. Page 114, Book 2. जो पिया रूची महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिया रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिया रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिया रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जेहि कर्म नने कहूँ भावे रे। जेहि ज्ञान नाहि सुहावे रे। कर्म ने कहूँ भावे रे। जेहि ज्ञान नाहि सुहावे रे। राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो योग दूर करी राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिया रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिया रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस
जो स्वर्ग नरक सम जाने रे, जो मुक्ति पिशाचिनी माने रे,
जो स्वर्ग नरक सम जाने रे, जो मुक्ति पिशाचिनी माने रे,
जो स्वर्ग नरक सम जाने रे, जो मुक्ति पिशाचिनी माने रे,
जो स्वर्ग नरक सम जाने रे, जो मुक्ति पिशाचिनी माने
सिद्धि उर राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे,
नहीं रिद्धि सिद्धि और राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे,
जो पिय रुचि मारुचि राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे,
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे,
जो मधुर भाव अपनावे रे, या मैं चारी हूँ भाव समावे रे,
जो मधुर भाव अपनावे रे, या मैं चारी हूँ भाव समावे रे,
जो मधुर भाव अपनावे रे, या मैं चारी हूँ भाव समावे रे।
जो मधुर भाव अपनावे रे, या मैं चारी हूँ भाव समावे रे।
जो निज सुख उर नहीं राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो निज सुख उर नहीं राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे।
जो निज सुख उर नहीं राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो निज सुख उर नहीं राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे, प्रेम रस सोई चाखे।
जो हरि हरि जन ही भावे रे, कहूँ अनंत न टोक मन लावे रे।
जो हरि हरि जन ही भावे रे, कहूँ अनंत न टोक मन लावे रे।
जो हरि हरि जन ही भावे रे, कहूँ अनंत न टुक मन लावे रे।
जो हरि हरि जन ही भावे रे,
कृपालु हरि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जोर कृपालु हरि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जोर कृपालु हरि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जोर कृपालु हरि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
जो पिय रुचि महारुचि राखे प्रेम रस सोई चाखे रे।
बोलो श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
After Bhog and Aartis, we'll be having lunch prasad. And those who would like to participate after the lunch prasad, we'll be having a seva project. So we can meet at 1 o'clock just outside the main entrance. We're doing some planting of shrubs along the fence line, along the sidewalk outside the fence line. And we'll also be repotting some marigolds. Anyone who wants to participate, you can join me at 1 o'clock. If you come a little late and you're looking for us, just come out along the fence line and you'll see us. So I think we might have some other announcements, or are we going right into Bhog? After? Okay.
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
शाम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया,
शाम भोग लगाओ रसिया।
लागति रसिया।
श्याम भूख प्यास लागति रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छचिया लगी, छोरी करत फिरो रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छचिया लगी, छोरी करत फिरो रसिया।
छोरी करत फिरो रसिया।
छोरी करत फिरो रसिया।
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
श्याम आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
भाव भरा केले काचिल का,
भाव भरा केले काचिल का।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
भावहीन धुरयो धन व्यंजन, नहीं तुक मन भायो रसिया।
भावहीन दुर्योधन व्यंजन, नहीं तुक मन भायो रसिया।
नहीं तुक मन भायो रसिया।
नहीं तुक मन भायो रसिया।
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
श्याम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया। आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब नार तरसाओ रसिया। आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
जो रस शबरी के जूठे मुख,
जो रस शबरी के जूठे मुख।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग महा, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग महा, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
श्याम आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
हाँ मानत हाँ भावहीन, हाँ
हाँ मानत हाँ भावहीन। हाँ
भावहीन, हाँ
भावहीन। हाँ
भावहीन, हाँ
भावहीन।
हाँ भावहीन हाँ मानत हाँ भावहीन हाँ सुन खरी खरी रसिया सुन खरी खरी रसिया सुन खरी खरी रसिया सुन खरी खरी रसिया पत कृपालु पय प्रियो पुत नहीं याते अब आ जाओ रसिया खत कृपालु पय प्रियो पुत नहीं याते अब आ जाओ रसिया याते अब आ जाओ रसिया याते अब आ जाओ रसिया अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया श्याम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया रसिया हो रसिया मेरे मन बसिया 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 आओ आओ रसिया भोग लगाओ रसिया 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 आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया श्याम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया श्याम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया श्याम आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया श्याम रसिया की जय
Radha Radhe. That was too loud. Radha Radhe. Welcome everyone to Yugal Kunj. Prior to today's announcements, I would like to take a moment to thank Swami Nikhilanand Bhaiya for his week-long visit here with us in Yugal Kunj. During his visit, he gave us a profound lecture series on how to practice bhakti. He was deeply involved in our summer camp, especially with our children in summer camp. He led a successful overnight camp where we all camped outside. We made s'mores, we did kirtans around campfire, grilled vegetables, and much more. It was once in a lifetime experience, so thank you so much, Piya. And the great news is Nikhilanand Bhaiya is going to be back at the end of July. To be more specific, July 24th. So let's give him a big round of applause for his contribution and commitment to us here at Yugal Kunj. For today's announcements, we will have Father's Day celebration on June 18th and we will celebrate that during our Sunday Satsang. The next up in line is our 12 hours kirtan that will be led on June 24th from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. And we will be singing Shama Sham Geet on the 12-hour kirtan. We have successfully completed our first week of summer camp, and we will be enrolling into second week tomorrow. If you haven't registered your children for summer camp yet, then please do so. You can do that by going on our website, yugalkunj.org, or you can see someone at the front desk. If you are new to Yugal Kunj and would like to be updated with our weekly emails, then please provide us your information, your email address, your name at the front desk, and we'll make sure you'll be added to our group. Today, right after lunch, as Bhaiya would like to say, we will have a planting party at 1 p.m. and in which Bhaiya and other Yugal Kunj devotees will be planting flowers and shrubs around the periphery of the Yugal Kunj. So if you would like to offer your seva to this beautiful ashram of Shri Maharaj Ji, then please see Bhaiya right after lunch at 1 p.m. outside the temple. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe. Please stand for Aartis.
आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की तुहुन सिर कनक मुकुट झलके दुहुन श्रुति कुंडल भल हल के दुहुन दृग प्रेम सुधा चल के रसीले बैन रसीले नैन रसीले सैन दुहुन मनन मन हारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की हुन दृग चितवनी परवारी दुहुन लट लट कनी छवि न्यारी दुहुन भामट कनी अति प्यारी रसन मुख पान हसन मुस्कान दसन दम कान दुहुन बेसर छवि न्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की एक उर पीतांबर पहरे एक उर नीलांबर लहरे दुहुन उरलर मोतिन छहरे कांकनन खनक किंकिनी झनक नूपुरन भनक दुहुन रुन झुन धुनि प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की एक सिर मोर मुकुट राजे एक सिर छूनरी छवि छाजे दुहुन सिर तिरछे भल भ्राजे संग ब्रज बाल लाडली लाल बाह गल दाल कृपालु दुहुन दृग चारी की के बनवारी नथ बनवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की आरती प्रीतम प्यारी की के बनवारी नथवारी की। श्री राम श्री राम श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम् श्री राम कंदर्प गणित अमित छवि नव नील नीरद सुंदरम् पटपीठ मानहु तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम् पटपीठ मानहु तडित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम् श्री राम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंशनि कंदनम् रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल छंद दशरथ नंदनम् रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल छंद दशरथ नंदनम् श्री राम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम् आजानु भुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम् आजानु भुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम् श्री राम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मनरंजनम् मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम् मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादि खल दल गंजनम् श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजु मन हरण भव भय दारुणम् नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम् श्री राम लाडली लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्री भक्ति धाम की जय, श्री युगल कुंज की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।